Stop chasing applause. Stop living your life like every decision needs someone else's approval. The world will clap for you today and criticize you tomorrow. So why build your future on opinions that change with the wind? The greatest victory is not making strangers admire you. The greatest victory is looking in the mirror and saying, I didn't quit. I didn't betray myself. I became the person I promised I would become. That kind of pride cannot be bought. That kind of pride cannot be taken away, because when nobody believes in you, when nobody notices your sacrifice, when nobody sees your tears, you still keep going, not to impress them, but to make yourself proud. Every person reaches a moment where they must answer one question: who are you living for? Are you working because people are watching, or because your purpose demands it? Too many people waste years trying to look successful instead of becoming successful. They chase attention instead of growth. They chase validation instead of transformation. But real greatness is built in silence, long before the spotlight, long before the celebration, before the world ever calls you extraordinary. You must become extraordinary when nobody is looking, because the person you become in private will eventually introduce itself in public. The crowd is never satisfied, never. You impress one person and another person questions your worth. You achieve one goal and someone immediately asks, what's next? You finally become the person you dreamed of becoming, and suddenly the world raises the standard again. That's the nature of people. Their opinions change. Their attention shifts. Their applause fades. If your happiness depends on their approval, your peace will disappear the moment the applause stops. Think about how many years people waste trying to be accepted, trying to fit into places they were never meant to belong, trying to wear masks that become heavier every single day, trying to prove something to people who were never going to believe in them anyway. That is one of the most exhausting ways to live, because no matter how much you accomplish, there will always be someone who thinks it isn't enough. There will always be another critic, another opinion, another comparison, another voice trying to define your value. So stop giving strangers the power to write the story of your life. Stop measuring your success by the volume of the applause, because applause is temporary. Character is permanent. Run your own race, not theirs. Your journey is different. Your struggles are different. Your timing is different. Your purpose is different. The mistake so many people make is comparing their beginning to someone else's middle. They compare their chapter 1 to another person's chapter 20. Then they wonder why they feel discouraged. Comparison steals more dreams than failure ever could. Comparison whispers lies. It tells you that you're behind. It tells you that you're too late. It tells you that you're not enough. Don't believe it. Your assignment isn't to become someone else. Your assignment is to become the strongest version of yourself. Compete with yesterday's version of you. That is the only competition worth winning. Wake up every morning with one question: did I become better today? Not richer. Not more famous, better? Did I grow? Did I become more patient, more disciplined, more focused, more grateful? Did I control my emotions instead of allowing my emotions to control me? Did I choose courage over comfort? Did I keep my word even when nobody was watching? Those are the questions that shape a life of significance, because every promise you keep to yourself builds trust. And trust is the foundation of confidence. Real confidence isn't loud. It doesn't need to announce itself. It doesn't need constant validation. It's beg for attention. Real confidence is quiet. It is built one decision at a time. Every morning you choose discipline instead of excuses. Every evening you finish what you started. Every temptation you walk away from. Every distraction you refuse. Every difficult conversation you have instead of avoiding it. Those moments may seem small, but small moments repeated consistently create extraordinary lives. Understand this: nobody accidentally becomes great. Nobody wakes up with unstoppable confidence. Confidence is earned. It is built brick by brick, choice by choice, habit by habit. Every workout you finish when your body says quit, you become stronger, not just physically, mentally. Every page you read while others scroll endlessly through distractions, you become wiser. Every hour you spend improving your craft while nobody notices, you become more valuable. Every dollar you save, instead of wasting, you become more responsible. Every promise you keep to yourself, you become more trustworthy. And the beautiful part is this: nobody can take that away from you. The world can take your money. It can take your title. It can even take your position. But nobody can steal the discipline you have built. Nobody can steal the lessons you earned. Nobody can steal the strength developed through struggle. That belongs to you forever. There will be days when nobody believes in your dream. There will be days when people laugh, days when they misunderstand your vision, days when they tell you to settle, to slow down, to be realistic. Smile, then keep working. Because people often criticize what they don't have the courage to pursue themselves. Don't let someone else's fear become your future. Protect your focus. Protect your peace. Protect your purpose. You don't owe the world an explanation every time you decide to improve your life. You don't need permission to grow. You don't need approval to become disciplined. You don't need applause to keep moving forward. The strongest people aren't driven by attention. They're driven by purpose. Purpose wakes you up before the alarm. Purpose keeps you working after everyone else has gone home. Purpose keeps you standing when life tries to knock you down. And purpose reminds you why you started, when everything inside you wants to quit. So stop performing, stop pretending, stop chasing approval that disappears as quickly as it arrives. Instead, chase excellence, chase integrity, chase consistency. Become the kind of person who does the right thing even when nobody is watching. Become the kind of person who honors commitments even when they're inconvenient. Become the kind of person whose standards never change because the audience changes. Because one day you'll look back, not at the compliments, not at the likes, not at the applause. You'll look back at the person you became, the discipline you built, the courage you discovered, the obstacles you overcame, the promises you kept. And in that moment, you'll realize something powerful. The greatest reward was never impressing the crowd. The greatest reward was becoming someone you could respect, someone you could trust, someone you could look in the mirror and say, I didn't quit. I stayed faithful. I became stronger. I became wiser. I became the person I promised myself I would become. That is a victory no crowd can give you, and no crowd can ever take away. The strongest victories happen in silence, not under bright lights, not in front of cheering crowds, not when the cameras are rolling. The greatest victories are the ones that nobody else will ever witness. They happen in the quiet moments, the moments when you are completely alone, when there is no audience, no recognition, no reward, just you, your purpose, and the decision to keep moving forward. Nobody celebrates the mornings you wanted to quit. Nobody sees the alarm clock ringing before the sun comes up. Nobody feels the weight in your body when every muscle tells you to stay in bed. Nobody hears the conversation happening inside your mind, the excuses, the doubts, the fear, the voice that whispers, skip today. You've done enough, you can start tomorrow. But you don't listen, you get up anyway. You choose discipline over comfort, and that decision changes something inside you. Not because anyone is watching, but because every time you overcome yourself, you become stronger than you were yesterday. Nobody applauds the nights you kept working while everyone else was sleeping. When your friends were relaxing, you were studying. When others were wasting hours chasing distractions, you were building your future. When the world was entertained, you were preparing. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't exciting, it was lonely. It required sacrifice. It required saying no to things that felt good in the moment so you could say yes to something greater in the future. Most people never see that part. They only notice success after it becomes impossible to ignore. They see the trophy, they never see the training. They see the promotion, they never see the years of consistency. They see the confidence, they never see the battles that created it. The world celebrates results, but results are born from invisible habits. Nobody knows how many times you had to fight your own mind. And sometimes, your greatest enemy isn't another person, it's the version of yourself that wants to settle, the version that fears failure, the version that wants comfort more than growth every single day. That battle begins again, the battle between excuses and discipline, between fear and faith, between comfort and purpose, between giving up and getting up. Winning that battle is never easy, but every time you choose courage over convenience, you build a mind that cannot be easily broken. People often think strength means never feeling afraid. That's not strength. Strength is feeling fear and refusing to let fear make your decisions. Strength is hearing doubt, but choosing action anyway. Strength is falling, then standing back up before life even has time to count you out. But you know, God knows, that is enough. You don't need everyone to understand your journey. You don't need constant recognition to stay committed. Because the one who gave you your purpose sees every sacrifice you make, every tear you hide, every prayer whispered in silence, every lonely step taken in faith, every moment you wanted to stop, but chose to continue. Nothing is wasted, nothing goes unnoticed. There are seasons in life when it feels like your efforts are invisible. You work hard, you stay honest, you remain disciplined, yet nothing seems to change. Those seasons test your character. They ask one important question. Will you stay faithful even when there is no immediate reward? Because real discipline doesn't depend on results, it depends on commitment. Success isn't built on the stage, it's built behind closed doors. Long before anyone calls you successful, you must become disciplined. Long before anyone respects you, you must respect your own standards. Long before the opportunities arrive, you must prepare as if they already exist. Champions are not created on the day of competition. They are created during thousands of ordinary days that nobody remembers, one decision, one sacrifice, one disciplined day at a time. That's how greatness is built, not in giant leaps, but in consistent steps. One healthy choice, one extra hour of learning. One honest conversation, one prayer, one workout, one page, one promise kept. Small actions repeated every day become extraordinary results over time. Never underestimate what consistency can accomplish. The smallest improvements become the biggest transformations. The strongest buildings are built one brick at a time. The tallest trees begin as tiny seeds. The greatest lives are built exactly the same way. The world only sees the finished product. They see confidence, but they never see insecurity being defeated. They see wisdom, but they never see the mistakes that taught it. They see peace, but they never see the storms you survived to find it. They see strength, but they never see the nights you cried and chose to keep believing anyway. People admire what is visible. They rarely appreciate what is invisible, and that's okay, because your purpose isn't to impress people. Your purpose is to become the person you were created to be. The lonely process is not your punishment. It is your preparation. Every setback teaches resilience. Every disappointment teaches patience. Every closed door teaches perseverance. Every delay develops maturity. Nothing is random. Everything is preparing you for a responsibility your current self is still growing into. Embrace that process even when it hurts. Even when it feels unfair, even when progress seems painfully slow. Growth is often invisible before it becomes undeniable. Just like roots grow beneath the ground long before anyone sees the tree. Your foundation is being built in places no one else can see. Protect that foundation, don't rush it. Strong foundations carry heavy blessings. Weak foundations collapse under success. Trust the process, trust the discipline, trust the quiet seasons. Because the work you do in private will eventually speak in public. The sacrifices you make today will become the victories people admire tomorrow. They will call you lucky. They will call you gifted. They will say everything happened overnight. Smile, because you'll remember the truth. You'll remember the mornings nobody saw, the nights nobody applauded, the tears nobody noticed, the prayers nobody heard, the decisions nobody celebrated. You'll remember every silent battle you refused to lose. And one day, when you finally stand where you once dreamed of standing, you'll understand why every lonely moment mattered, because every hidden battle you won was shaping the visible future you couldn't yet imagine. The victory was never only about reaching the destination. The victory was becoming the kind of person who never stopped walking toward it. Motivation comes and goes. Some mornings you wake up feeling unstoppable. You believe nothing can stand in your way. Your energy is high, your confidence is strong. Your dreams feel close enough to touch. But then there are other mornings, the alarm rings, your body feels heavy, your mind is tired, the excitement disappears, the fire seems smaller, and suddenly the goals that inspired you yesterday begin to feel impossible today. That is, life feelings rise and fall. Emotions change, energy changes, circumstances change, people change, the weather changes, everything around you is constantly shifting. But discipline stays. Discipline is the decision to keep moving even when your emotions tell you to stop. It is choosing responsibility over comfort, purpose over pleasure, growth over excuses. The people who accomplish extraordinary things are not always the most talented. They are the most consistent. They understand one simple truth. You cannot build an extraordinary life with ordinary commitment. Success is not created by occasional effort. It is created by repeated action, again and again and again. Stop waiting to feel ready. If you wait until fear disappears, you will wait forever. If you wait until everything feels perfect, you will never begin. The perfect moment is an illusion. It doesn't exist. There will always be another reason to delay, another obstacle, another excuse, another challenge. Life will never clear the path completely before asking you to walk it. Faith means taking the step before you see the entire staircase. So move anyway, even if your confidence is shaking. Move even if your plan isn't perfect. Even if nobody believes in your dream. Progress belongs to those who refuse to stay still. Work anyway. Work when you're inspired. Work when you're tired. Work when people support you. Work when they doubt you. Work when the results are obvious. Work when nothing seems to be changing. Because the work you do on difficult days often matters more than the work you do on easy ones. Anyone can stay committed when life is comfortable. Character is revealed when life becomes difficult. The days you least feel like showing up, those are the days that shape your future. Pray anyway, when your heart is full of hope. Pray when your heart feels broken. Pray when life makes sense. Pray when nothing makes sense. Pray there will be moments when answers don't come as quickly as you hoped. Doors remain closed. Opportunities seem delayed. Your prayers appear unanswered. Do not mistake silence for absence. Some of life's greatest blessings require preparation before they arrive. Keep praying, not because everything is easy, but because your faith is stronger than your fear. Keep going anyway. The road will test you. Some days you will feel like you're making incredible progress. Other days you'll wonder if you're moving at all. Keep going. The seed doesn't stop growing just because you can't see it breaking through the soil. Transformation often happens underground before it becomes visible above ground. Trust what is happening beneath the surface. Trust the process. Trust the preparation. Your future is watching every decision you make today. The person you become tomorrow is being shaped by the habits you choose right now. Every morning matters. Every choice matters. Every hour matters. You may think one missed opportunity doesn't matter. One skipped workout. One broken promise. One wasted afternoon. But life is built through accumulation. Small decisions repeated over time create remarkable outcomes. Your future isn't waiting for one massive breakthrough. It's waiting for thousands of faithful choices. Every excuse costs something. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," tomorrow becomes harder. Every time you ignore your purpose, your confidence becomes weaker. Every time you break a promise to yourself, trust begins to disappear. Excuses are expensive. They don't always demand payment immediately, but eventually they collect. They collect in the form of regret, lost opportunities, broken dreams, unfulfilled potential, a life that could have been so much greater. Don't pay that price. Every disciplined action earns something. Every early morning earns strength. Every honest effort earns growth. Every difficult conversation earns maturity. Every prayer earns peace. Every act of consistency builds confidence. You may not notice the changes today. You may not notice them next week. But one day you'll look back and realize you are no longer the person who once doubted yourself. Discipline changes people from the inside out. It transforms identity before it transforms circumstances. One day, the life you once prayed for will become your reality. Not because luck finally found you, not because someone handed you success, not because everything suddenly became easy, but because you refused to stop. You kept learning, you kept growing, you kept believing, you kept working when nobody noticed. You kept preparing when opportunities hadn't arrived yet. You kept trusting even when the path seemed uncertain. That's how dreams become reality. Not through magic, through persistence, not through shortcuts, through sacrifice, not through wishing, through daily commitment. There will come a day when someone looks at your life and says, "You make it look easy." Smile, because you'll remember every difficult decision they never saw, every lonely morning, every exhausting evening, every temptation you resisted, every setback you survived, every moment you wanted to quit but chose to continue instead. That invisible consistency will become your visible strength. Respect yourself enough to stay committed. Respect yourself enough to protect your dreams. Respect yourself enough to keep promises to the person staring back at you in the mirror, because every time you honor your word, you become someone you can trust, and when you trust yourself, you stop depending on outside validation. You stop needing constant approval. You stop chasing attention. You begin chasing excellence. Stay faithful, faithful to your purpose even when others don't understand it. Faithful to your growth, even when progress feels painfully slow. Faithful to your values, even when compromising would be easier. Faithful to your vision even when nobody else can see it yet. And above all, stay faithful to yourself. Never betray the person you are capable of becoming just to satisfy the comfort of who you are today. The strongest people are not those who never struggle. They are the ones who remain committed through the struggle, who continue walking through uncertainty, who continue believing through disappointment, who continue serving their purpose through every season. Because consistency is more than a habit. It is an act of self-respect. It is a declaration that your future is worth today's sacrifice. It is proof that your dreams deserve your discipline. And every single day you choose to keep going, you become living evidence that greatness isn't built by motivation. It is built by unwavering commitment. One faithful step, one disciplined decision, one ordinary day at a time. Your standards determine your future, not your talent, not your background, not your circumstances. Talent can open a door, but standards decide whether you stay in the room. Many gifted people never reach their potential because they refuse to raise the standard of how they live. And many ordinary people accomplish extraordinary things because they refuse to lower theirs. Never confuse talent with character. The talent may earn admiration. Character earns trust. Talent may create opportunities. Character sustains them. The world is full of people who had incredible ability, but lacked the discipline to protect it. They became comfortable. They became careless. They settled for less than they were capable of becoming, not because they couldn't do better, because they accepted less. What you accept eventually becomes your reality. If you accept excuses, excuses become your lifestyle. If you accept negativity, negativity becomes your atmosphere. If you accept mediocrity, Mediocrity becomes your identity. Life has a way of growing whatever you tolerate. That is why you must be careful about what you allow into your mind, your habits, and your heart. Every decision is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every habit is shaping your future. Every compromise is writing another sentence in the story of your life. Ask yourself this. What have you been accepting that no longer deserves a place in your life? Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's procrastination. Maybe it's relationships that drain your energy. Maybe it's self-doubt. Maybe it's the habit of settling for good enough. Whatever it is, if it steals your purpose, it costs too much. Rise your standards. Not because you're trying to impress the world, because you're trying to honor the life you've been given. Expect more from yourself. Don't wait for other people to challenge you. Challenge yourself. Wake up before excuses do. Finish what you start. Keep your promises. Show up on the days you don't feel like it. Hold yourself accountable when nobody else will. The strongest form of leadership is self-leadership. If you cannot lead yourself, you will always depend on someone else to direct your future. Take ownership. Own your mistakes. Own your growth. Own your responsibilities. Excuses may protect your pride for a moment, but responsibility transforms your life forever. Speak with integrity. Your words matter. Every promise you make carries weight. Don't say what sounds impressive. Say what is true. Don't tell people what they want to hear. Speak with honesty. Speak with wisdom. Speak with kindness. Because your reputation is built one conversation at a time. Integrity means your words and your actions tell the same story. When you say you'll be there, be there. When you give your word, protect it. When nobody is watching, live by the same principles you preach. Anyone can pretend in public. Character is revealed in private. People may forget your achievements, but they rarely forget how you made them feel. Let your words become a source of encouragement, not gossip, not excuses, not negativity. Work with excellence, not because someone is checking your work, not because you're trying to earn applause. Work with excellence because excellence is who you are. Sweep the floor with excellence. Study with excellence. Lead with excellence. Fought with excellence. Treat every task as if it matters, because it does. The habits you practice during small responsibilities prepare you for greater ones. Never say, I'll give my best when something bigger comes. Give your best now. The way you handle today's opportunity determines whether tomorrow's opportunity ever arrives. Excellence is not an event, it is a lifestyle. Walk with humility. Confidence and humility can exist together. In fact, they should. True confidence doesn't need to announce itself. It doesn't look down on others. It doesn't boast. It doesn't compete for attention. It simply continues becoming better. Humility reminds you that every blessing is a responsibility. Every success is an opportunity to serve. Every victory is another reason to stay grateful. The strongest people in the room are often the quietest. They don't need to prove their value. Their actions speak louder than their words. Protect your peace. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Not every argument deserves your response. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Some battles are distractions disguised as opportunities. Learn the difference. Protect your mind. Protect your focus. Protect the environment you create around yourself. You cannot expect to build an extraordinary future while constantly feeding your mind ordinary negativity. Choose conversations that inspire growth. Choose friendships that encourage purpose. Choose environments that challenge you to become better. Protect your values. The world will always offer shortcuts. It will tell you that integrity takes too long, that honesty is outdated, that compromise is necessary. Don't believe it. Never sacrifice your values to gain something that will eventually cost your peace. Success without integrity is failure wearing expensive clothes. Stand for something even if you stand alone, because people who know their values cannot easily be manipulated. Protect your time. Time is life. Every hour you waste is a piece of your future you can never recover. Spend your time intentionally, invested in learning, invested in growing, invested in serving, invested in becoming. Stop giving your best hours to meaningless distractions while giving your dreams whatever time is left over. Your purpose deserves your best, not your leftovers. Because once you respect yourself, everything begins to change. You stop chasing people who don't value you. You stop explaining your worth to those determined to misunderstand you. You stop lowering your standards just to fit into places you have outgrown. Self-respect changes your decisions. It changes your habits. It changes your relationships. It changes the way you carry yourself. You no longer seek permission to become who you were created to be. You stop begging the world to respect you, because respect cannot be demanded. It must be reflected. When you honor yourself, others begin to notice. Not because you became louder, because you became stronger. Not because you demanded attention, because your character quietly earned it. People notice those who know who they are. They notice the person who stays calm in chaos, the one who refuses to compromise their values. the one who continues showing up with excellence regardless of who is watching, the one who treats everyone with dignity, the one who remains faithful when quitting would be easier. That kind of person leaves a lasting impression, not because they tried to be seen, because they chose to become someone worth remembering. They carry quiet confidence, a confidence that doesn't come from money, or status, or popularity. It comes from knowing they have kept their word, they have honored their purpose, they have protected their values. They have remained faithful to the standards they chose long before anyone noticed them. And that is the kind of confidence no criticism can shake, no failure can destroy, no opinion can steal. Because when your standards become your identity becomes your strength. And when your identity is built on integrity, discipline, humility, and purpose, you no longer chase success. You become the kind of person success naturally follows. At the end of your life, there will come a day when the noise fades. The deadlines end, the competitions stop, the race is over, the applause becomes silent, the opinions disappear, the titles no longer matter, the trophies gather dust, the money stays behind, the possessions belong to someone else. In that moment, you won't measure your life by how many people knew your name. You will measure it by the person you became while carrying that name. The crowd won't stand beside you. The people who once cheered for you may have forgotten you. The strangers who once admired you will continue living their own lives. The attention you worked so hard to earn will no longer have any value. Crowds are temporary. They celebrate today. Tomorrow they move on. That is what crowds do. So don't build your identity on something that changes with the wind. The critics won't stand beside you. The voices that once doubted you, the people who laughed at your dreams, the ones who questioned your ability, they will not define the ending of your story. Their opinions were never your destiny. Too many people waste years trying to silence critics, but the greatest response to criticism has never been an argument. It has always been a life well lived. Let your consistency answer what your words never need to explain. The doubters won't stand beside you. Some people will never believe in your vision, not because your dream is impossible, but because it requires a level of courage they have never chosen for themselves. Don't hate them. Don't chase their approval. Don't spend your energy convincing people who have already decided to misunderstand you. Your responsibility is not to make everyone believe. Your responsibility is to remain faithful to the purpose placed inside your heart. Only your choices will. Every decision matters. The little ones, the hidden ones, the ordinary ones. Because your life is not built in one dramatic moment. It is built through thousands of quiet decisions. Every morning you choose discipline. Every time you choose honesty over convenience. Every time you forgive instead of becoming bitter. Every time you keep your word. Every time you rise after failure. Those choices become the architecture of your character, one decision at a time. Only your character will. Character is who you are when nobody is watching. It is what remains after success tests you, after failure humbles you, after disappointment stretches you. Anyone can look strong when life is easy. Character is revealed when life becomes difficult, when you are tired, when you are frustrated. When nobody would blame you for quitting, that is when your true identity speaks. Guard your character, protect it more carefully than your reputation. Reputation is what people think about you. Character is what you know about yourself. One can be taken away by rumors. The other is built by truth. Only the person you became will remain, not the image you created, not the version of yourself designed to impress strangers, not the mask you wore to fit in, the real you, the person shaped by your decisions, your habits, your faith, your discipline, your love, your courage. That is the person who will remain. So build someone worth remembering. Not someone remembered because of fame, but someone remembered because of impact. Be the person whose presence brought hope into dark places. Be the person who lifted others without expecting applause. Be the person whose integrity never changed with circumstances. Leave behind more than achievements. Leave behind an example. Build someone who refuses shortcuts. Shortcuts often promise quick success, but they also produce shallow foundations. Anything gained without character can be lost just as quickly. Real growth takes time. Real wisdom takes time. Real strength takes time. Don't rush the process. A tree that grows too quickly develops weak roots. A life built too quickly often collapses under pressure. Trust the slow work. Trust the unseen preparation. Trust the lessons hidden inside every delay. Someone who chooses purpose over popularity. Popularity asks, what will people think? Purpose asks, what is the right thing to do? Popularity changes with public opinion. Purpose remains steady. Popularity seeks attention. Purpose seeks transformation. Choose purpose even when it costs you comfort, even when it costs you convenience, even when it costs you recognition. Because purpose will always give you something popularity never can. Peace, someone who keeps showing up every single day, not because every day feels exciting, but because commitment matters more than emotion. Show up when you feel inspired. Show up when inspiration is nowhere to be found. Show up after failure. Show up after disappointment. Show up after rejection. Show up after success. Never allow one victory to make you lazy. Never allow one setback to make you quit. Keep showing up. Consistency will take you places talent alone never could, even when nobody is watching. Some of the greatest moments in your life will happen in complete privacy, when you choose honesty and nobody would have known if you lied, when you continue working while nobody applauds, when you remain faithful to your values though compromise would be easier. Those are the moments that define your future. Private victories create public strength. Even when nobody believes, there will be seasons when your dream belongs only to you. People may laugh. They may question your direction. They may tell you to lower your expectations. Smile, then continue. History has always belonged to people who believed before everyone else did. Your faith cannot depend on someone else's confidence. Believe anyway. Work anyway. Pray anyway. Grow anyway. Even when the results take longer than expected, patience is not waiting without action. Patience is continuing to work while waiting. The greatest things in life are rarely built overnight. Strong character is not developed in a weekend. Great relationships are not built in a day. Lasting success is not created by one moment of effort. Everything meaningful requires time. Trust that the delay is not always denial. Sometimes the delay is preparation. Sometimes you are growing into the person capable of carrying the blessing you are asking for. Don't rush what is shaping you, because the greatest feeling in this world is not hearing someone else say, "I'm proud of you." Compliments are beautiful. Recognition is encouraging, but they are temporary. The deepest satisfaction comes from something far greater. It comes from knowing you lived with integrity. It comes from knowing you gave your best. It comes from knowing you remained faithful when giving up would have been easier. It's hearing your own heart whisper, you stayed true. True to your values. True to your purpose. True to your faith. True to the promises you made when nobody else believed. You kept fighting. Not because the road was easy, but because your reason for continuing was greater than your reason for quitting. You stood back up after every fall. You learned from every failure. You refused to let pain define your future. You turned setbacks into strength. You transformed obstacles into opportunities. And through every season, you kept moving forward. You became the person you were created to be. Not a copy of someone else. Not the person the world expected you to become. But the person shaped by courage, refined by discipline, strengthened by struggle, grounded in purpose, filled with humility, driven by faith. And when that day comes, when you look back over the life you have lived, you won't celebrate the applause you received. You'll celebrate the promises you kept, the lives you touched, the character you protected, the purpose you fulfilled, because in the end, the greatest achievement is not becoming someone the world admires. It is becoming someone you can look back on with gratitude and say with complete peace, I lived with purpose. I stood with integrity. I never stopped growing. I became someone I am truly proud to be.